Dear friends, I'm back. Today, the machine I'm going to do is internal on the Tryhackme. As you can see, I've already spawned the machine earlier, and this is the IP address of the target on the machine. As usual, I'd like to use the local Linux, which is running inside the VMware to do this purchasing. From my point of view, this machine is a very good one, which will cover a lot of different techniques. From information gathering to get the initial foothold, finally, the elevate our privilege. So without further ado, let's just get started. So then we can switch into the Linux VM. I can make the terminal to be bigger by zooming, as you can see, so you can see what's going on exactly. As you can see, I've already done the Nmap scanning with the usual options like scene scan, the version scan, the default script scan, and use the option of the uppercase P in to mean that we do not do the live testing with the target and output the result into this file with this option ON. The IP address has been changed. And as you can see, from Nmap scanning, we can tell that the two open ports on the target. The first one is 22, which is running SSH service or secure shell service. And then version information. As we know, this version doesn't have any vulnerability. The second one is 80, which is running HTTP service and also the version information. As we know, this is the Apache 2. So what we are going to do next? I think we need to do the enumeration with web application, both manually and automatically. Let's launch our browser. First, to do the manual enumeration, we can put the IP address of the target into the address bar. We can copy the IP address of the target from notebook and press enter. As you can see, we got the page back from the target. This is the default Apache 2 page. And we can scroll down to see whether we can find something interesting. Nothing there. And next we can check the source code of this page. A lot of like CSS code or cascade shit style and code. And also, of course, a lot of HTML code. However, nothing interesting for us. Next, we can check whether this site has a robots file. Not found, which is fine. Next, we can use some tools to do the automatic enumeration. The first tool, as usual, I will use is the Licto. Nicto is one of my favorite tools when we do the enumeration with the web application, because it can give us information like web server version information and also the header information. I mean the HTTP header, and also allowed HTTP methods. Even sometimes, if the target allows dangerous method like put, then we can utilize this dangerous method to upload the malicious file, for example, like PHP reverse shell file onto the target. Then we can get the initial foothold. And also the Nicto can make very simple brute forcing on the files or directories, although its built-in word list is a bit small compared to other ones. All right. So this case, we cannot get anything useful or interesting from Nicto. So I'd like to interrupt it here. Next, we can use GoBuster to do the directory enumeration. GoBuster, and followed by the command or option dir, which means directory. And then we can use the option of U to specify the URL of the target. Next, we need to specify the word list to brute force against. And the word list, I always use GoBuster as my first word list to do. Directory, medium, and also, I'd like to specify the extension options, for example, HTML, PHP, text, back, something like this. So next we can press enter, and then GoBuster will go through all words in the word list to see whether we can find some interesting, the directories or files. As you can see, we got immediately the directory of a blog. And to save time, I will not wait for it to be finished. Okay, so now then we can use a browser to access this blog directory to see what it's about. As you can see, we got the page back. I think from the content we can tell that this directory is running WordPress. If we go down to the bottom, we can confirm this point. Also, we can check, however, it looks like this page is not loaded properly or completely. So then we can check the source code of this page. As you can see from here, the href or reference link, we can tell that we need to append or add the host or domain name into the host file. We can copy, and then we can note it down onto a notebook. So then we can append this host name to the host file. Of course, we can use like Nano or Vim editor to do this. However, here I'd like to use the command line. Then we can put the IP address of the target and its domain name or host name. And then we can tunnel to T command, and with option of A means append to the host file. This is a very common practice or technique we must grasp as a professional pen tester. And next, if you go back to the browser, we refresh this page. This time the page can be loaded beautifully and completely. All right, so what can we do next? Because since we have already know that this application is WordPress, then we can utilize the WordPress again too to do the exact and precise enumeration. WordPress again, and we use the option of URL, and we just copy. Maybe I just HTTP internal THM blog. Please don't forget to add the directory name, because this directory is running WordPress application, and use the option of E to enumerate the username and plus the plugins. And we just press enter to see whether we can find or retrieve the possible usernames and also the plugins. We wait for this to be finished. As you can see, this tool or utility has successfully identified the user. And from the username itself, we can deduce that this should be or possibly the administrator. Next, we can try to crack the password for this user. And we can use the same command, WordPress again. However, we need to modify the option or argument at the mean. And we also use the log Q as our word list to brute force against. We just press enter to see whether we can crack it successfully. And this will take a bit time, but I think will not last long at all. As you can see, it's performing password attack on this module. You know, I think I have already demonstrated the techniques dealing with the WordPress application. I always said the standard methodology is important, which have to be followed. For example, if we cannot retrieve the password for this user, maybe it's time to make furthermore enumeration for the plugins with other options we can specify. Of course, just as I said, I have already demonstrated in the other machines, for example, like a OneHub or the Hack the Box. So I think it's very important for you to follow or subscribe to my channel, so you will not miss my uploaded videos. As you can see, this tool is trying to use the combinations with username, admin, and different passwords in the word list to crack. To save time of this video, I'd like to pause. And when it's done, I will come back. So see you there. As you can see, this tool or utility has made successful crack, and the valid combinations of username and its password has been found. So we can use these credentials to log in to the portal, and we can go back to the browser, admin, and the username is admin and the password is my two boys. Log in. Remind me later. From this panel, from this information, we have already know that or confirmed that this current user is administrator, which is good thing, right? So after we can log in to the panel or portal of the administrator of the WordPress, what can we do next? We need to upload the reverse shell file or code into the target. There are several available ways to do that. However, for me, the most preferable way is to navigate to the admin appearance and the theme editor and find or locate the 404 template, and we can remove existing code. All codes we can remove, and then we need to prepare the reverse shell PHP file. Of course, I've already done that earlier. We can cut out this file, as you can see, which you can get from the Pentest Monkey website. After you can download this web file, and then you need to do some modification, for example, change or replace this IP address by our own machine. And also, if you wish, you can also change the port number to one what you are comfortable with. For me, the port number is 5555. So next we can copy the code entirely Copy. And then go back to the portal, and we can put or paste in here to make sure we do it correctly. Okay, let's update file. Without error. So next we can set up the listener to wait for collection from the target by running netcat. And as you can see, the listener has been started up. Now, we need to access 404.php file. However, you need to locate or know the location of this file first. And the way to do that, for me, you can go to the WordPress content and themes. We can copy this address and then followed by 404 PHP. And then, okay, I think it's correct. Now press enter. It looks like this is working. As you can see, we got the shell from the target. And of course, we can spawn the bin bash session because this would be better for us. So we can check the version of Python. Python 2 is there, so we can run the Python or execute the command import pty module or sudo tty module pty spawn bin bash. All right, then we can check the ID, and we can navigate to the home directory. There is just only one normal user. We can navigate into this home directory. However, permission denied. So we need to do some local enumeration. For example, we need to check the version of kernel. A bit updated. Also, we can by only this one. A bit updated or new kernel. Next, we can navigate between the frequent spots for us from the perspective of the penetration. For example, we can navigate to the OPT directory and the var directory, and there is container. We can list permission denied, which is fine. There is another file, the text file, WordPress save. We can open up to see what's inside this file. We get the credential for this user. So of course we can SSH to the target with the combinations of this user and its password. Maybe it will be better. We note down this information onto our notebook. So next, I think we can SSH to the target with this username and the IP address of the target. Press enter. Are you sure you want to continue connecting? Of course. We trust the target, and then we can copy the password of this user. Great. We successfully made the natural movement. So I think now we can retrieve the user flag. And there is another file, Jenkins. We can get out this one. As you know, the Jenkins is the open source CI/CD tool and developed by the Java language, programming language. To be honest, I'm not quite familiar with this tool or application. Anyway, we can cut out this file. Your internal Jenkins service is running on this address and port number. So we can check the IP address of this machine. As you can see, it looks like this host or this target is running Docker. And this service, Jenkins service, is running on the one container. And the IP address of this container is this one. So next, of course, we can check Q. Yeah, we retrieved the content of this service. And as you can see, authentication required. You are authenticating as anonymous groups that you are in, etc. So I think, so how can we, we need to use the browser to make more enumeration. However, now, although we have already got the initial foothold, and this one, we cannot use the browser as normal in the local machine, right? As in the local machine. So next we need to set up the tunnel or port forwarding tunnel. So from our local machine, the Kali Linux can use the browser to access this service through this tunnel. Okay, let me show you. This is also very important technique. And how to do? We can open up another tab and navigate to our working directory. We can use SSH with the uppercase L. And then we need to specify the local port number. And for example, 9000. Of course, you can choose whatever you want. And if the port number is available in your own machine. This case is I use the 9000. Next, followed by the remote IP address. In this case is 0.2 and the remote port number. And then the username. I just remove the IP address of the target. So we can copy the IP address of the target. And then we need to supply the password for this user. As you can see, the tunnel or port forwarding has been successfully set up. Next, of course, we can use the browser to log in to this service. And we can put local IP address and followed by the local port number 9000. As you can see, this is the Jenkins application, and we can check whether we can use the default or weak credentials to log in or sign in. Yeah, invalid username and password. Also, we can try to use the login bypass technique. And password, sign in. However, invalid or failed as well. So I think now it's time to crack the password for this user. Always the username is admin. So how to do? Of course, we can use the Burp Suite. However, the Burp Suite, because I do not have the professional edition of the Burp Suite, so it's not a good idea to run the brute force against the big word list like RockQ. So alternatively, I'd like to use a Hydra. Yeah, if you follow along my channel, I use the Hydra very often to brute force against like SSH, like FTP, and also the HTTP post form or HTTP GET, the like a basic authentication. All right, so let me show you how to do. However, before we do that, we need to get the details of the request. I mean the HTTP request. To do that, the simple way is to open up the developer tool. Of course, you also can use the Bubble Suite to intercept the request, but I think the developer tool is enough for us for our purpose. And then we can navigate to the network tab, and then we can put like the admin and the password and sign in. As you can see, we got the post request. So then we can get the access or login page, and also the request. We can switch to the raw. So after we just copy the raw payload of the request payload or body. Okay. So however, how to use the Hydra to crack against the HTTP post form. And I've already opened up this website. I also added this link into the description section below as your reference, as you can see here. So we just go back to the terminal. I think I can open up another tab. And I can make the terminal to be bigger. So we can use Hydra with the lowercase l and specify the username, and the password we need to use uppercase P to stand for the password dictionary. And of course, I'd like to use the LOQ as a word list to crack. Next, we need to specify the IP address of a target. This case is local IP address. However, we need to specify the port number. If you open up, you can Hydra with the H option. You can see we can use the S option to specify the port number. All right. So next, we need to specify the protocol post form. And the next, as you can see over here, we need to specify the page, and followed by the request payload, and then the fault message or error message. All right. So next we need to, we can go to the header. We need to put, don't forget to put the slash. Otherwise, this will, give us the error. I think so. So now, followed by the request body, we just copy the raw payload. And then in the username and the password fields, we need to use the placer. Okay, and so the placer for username is user, and the password placer is pass. All right, and then followed by the error message when we submit the form with the invalid username and password. So we just copy this message and put it in here. All right, I think I have already configured the Hydra properly. Oh, sorry, I forgot to specify the port number. The port number, this case is 9000. Let's hit enter to see whether the Hydra can crack the password for the Jenkins application. because the password is very near the top of the word list. So as you can see, immediately we got or retrieved the password for this user. So then we can log in to the panel. We can copy this password. Maybe I can close down the developer 2 of the browser. Sign in. Don't save. As you can see, so next we need to run the command to get the reverse shell. For example, we can manage Jenkins and tools and actions. We can go to the script console, so we can run some script, the Groovy script, and this script will be executed on the server. However, how to do? I already open. Of course, you can use the Google to make some search, and I open up this website. This one here, because the Jenkins is running by the Java. So yeah, you just put this Groovy script and do some modification. For example, here we need to change the attacker IP address is this one. We can copy. And the port number, of course, we need to use different port number like 666. And then before we run this script, we need to set up the listener first. Another listener. Press enter. Now we go back and run. It looks like this script is working. Yeah, as you can see, connect to to our machine from the target, and we can check the ID, and maybe we can make it to become the bash session. And also we can check the version of Python. Yeah, Python. I think now we are inside one container. Yeah, many commands are not there. So we need to do some local enumeration. For example, we can go to the home directory. Nothing is there. And then we need to visit across different spots. For example, like OPT. If we got the note text file, note. Even we got the password for the root user. So then we can copy this password and go back to this shell or terminal. We can switch to the root user and paste the password. As you can see, we have already got the privileged shell, and then we can navigate to the root directory, and then we can get out the root flag without any issue here. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I hope you can enjoy and see you in the next one. Bye. Have a nice day.